Hey everybody, so just off the bat, this video is sped up like 999%. So I think all said and done, this process for the whole video here took about an hour and a half, hour 45, and it's condensed to 10 minutes. So it's going to go lightning speed like usual. Hopefully you do get something out of it anyway, and all that good stuff. I will just go over the process now of what we're going to be seeing, and I'll probably talk about it as we go, but I do have a little bit of a list and sort of the reason why I wanted to do this video anyway, just as updates for everybody and sort of what's going on and things like this. So right off the crack there, I've been trying a different method anyway, and I've been using, as you can tell, pencil. Did some thumbnails here, and I wanted just a Jesop King pinup. I haven't drawn for about a week and a half, and I'm going to get into why and all that stuff. So I was watching some of my old videos actually over the course of the week, and I just started looking at some of the older things I was doing with inking, especially Worlds in Peril was a huge one. As everybody knows, I'm a big proponent for the Freddy method, I call it, with the dead pixel brush and all that stuff. But I'm trying to just see if there's a little bit way to get a little bit extra life, I suppose, in the lines, and it's more for just me. I guess the big thing is the Freddy method is perfect, I find, for production, which is great. We all want to be making stuff and all that good stuff. But the one thing that I always that I feel like I don't get enough of is just the art part, I suppose, that comes from the inside. And that's nothing to say that the method doesn't allow that. I just find that for myself, and I get to experiment a little bit more with different brushes and fatter lines and things like that. And it might not be the most beautiful art, but it feels good to do that from time to time. But I'll probably get into a little bit more of that. Anyway, so I have the pencils there, and you can see I'm tightening them up, doing all that good stuff, just blowing them up, and then I'm going to be just inking over top, just like literal, as if we were inking on paper. That methodology is no different. And then as for the color, it's just one flat color. There's nothing dramatic in that at all. The point of it is to sort of just to draw the eye and to help separate foreground, middle ground, background, that element, or just to direct the eye if I want something to be the focus. And I'll talk about reasons for that as well. So right off the crack, the first thing I wanted to talk about really quickly was just the channel update, like here on YouTube. If you guys have noticed the last, I don't know, maybe it's been up to a month now, there haven't been any stream updates. And I did post on Facebook and Twitter, and I wanted to make this video a little sooner than I did. But the reason for it is I just had to take a look at what's going on, how much time I have to devote to Jesop King, and personal projects and just personal development. And as I was looking around, like trying to see what it is I could cut to still remain happy, not just in art related things and business related stuff. And YouTube arguably is business, I guess, if I'm making a little bit of money off of it and all that. But it started off intentionally, just like this video right here, where I just, chit chat and make a video. But what the streams allow is for me to talk to you guys, and I really do enjoy that. However, on the chopping block, something had to go. So the streams, for now anyway, I don't know when they'll go back, and I know it's just like once a week. They weren't anything crazy. But maybe from time to time I'll just pop on a random stream with you guys and just hang out. But for now, just that dedicated time of the week that I had for the stream, I just couldn't keep it up. And I know it's such a small thing, but, I don't want to repeat too much. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew the reason why for that. Now, in saying that, I do want to keep making videos, for sure, but more kind of going back to the old school stuff like this, just production stuff. And hopefully you guys will still be okay with that. And you guys, let me know in the comments what you think. If you hate it, if you even care, all that good stuff, just let me know. And so the next thing I wanted to tick off here, and the reason why I haven't been really posting much content at all, especially on YouTube or whatever, but it's a vegan related thing, so some of you get upset right off the crack. That's cool. But at the time of this recording, on Tuesday, I went to Toronto, and there was this wonderful, maybe wonderful is not the right way to say it, but an event that happens pretty much every other day, and it's called the Toronto Pig Save. The one I went to is the Toronto Cow Save, and the idea is, and this is the actual first legit activism I've ever done. I like to share stuff on Facebook, just like everybody, and talk to people that but actually going out there and doing something, it actually changed a lot of my perspective. Just that one day, 2.5 hours was spent going up and down one of the streets in Toronto with I think we had about 12 people. And to be fair, it's not to say that everybody was stupid or something like that, but it was just that it is during a work week, right? And it's just packed with traffic. So it was actually really inspiring just to see other people doing this, and just it was totally different, totally out of my element, and totally not a normal thing that I've ever done. So I was gaining a little bit of different views and perspectives on that. After that, we followed to actually go to a slaughterhouse that was just around the corner. To that. And, obviously my views on veganism and stuff is one thing. And even if you don't care about animals and stuff, environmental and things, there's a lot to check it out. And I'm not going to preach to you guys about that right now. But going there and seeing trucks of cows, they'll come up, and we would all be there, with signs trying to like just raise awareness and stuff. And sometimes the trucks would actually stop for about 2 or 3 minutes to let us, just to be kind, actually, just for us. And you would look in, and the faces of these cows and things, guys, like it made it real. It made it even more so. The difference between them and a dog or a cat, again, I don't want to preach to you guys, but when you see them and the terror and not only that, but like the trucks that they're in, right? They're hours in there, sometimes even days just traveling. No water, food. They've got feces all over themselves, just because there's nowhere to go. And you can actually see like the terror in their eyes, like they don't know what's going on. And anyways, it was just a very eye-opening experience, like a very eye-opening experience, and it sort of ties into where I was just going with stuff, and it just made me look at my goals and things. Comics have just been a huge part of my life, a great aspiration and a goal that I've tried to do since 18, 19, around there, and I'm 33. So there's lots of reasons for not having, let's say, a career in comics, for sure. But at the same time, this one's going to be a little bit hard to get into because I don't have too much time in this video to talk about, and I will definitely be addressing it more. Is just like a lot of you have even reached out to me saying, like maybe you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s or whatever, and you had life take over, and now you're finally getting back into comics. Thank you. My channel or other people's have gotten you to pick up a pencil again, and that's one of the most wonderful things I could have ever given you guys, and then you guys give me by letting me know that. But the thing is I'm not saying I'm not making comics or I don't want to do art or anything. It was just sometimes in life we see things or we participate in something or something happens to us that sort of deviates our track into changing, I guess, what your meaning is or what you think is right in the world, And that experience at that slaughterhouse did that to me. And it sort of, again, just how I topped this off with, I have to find things to sort of like take out of my workflow so that I can make time for my own personal projects. It was sort of like that, like how much time I devote to just getting better to essentially get hired by a comic company and things, like that's been, again, what I've said is a huge goal. But in the grand scheme of things, what I witnessed was like, there's other things that are a little bit more important. And this is just for me. I'm not saying, stop your personal goals and your business goals and stuff or whatever it is for you just to, like help people or whatever you consider helping. But it's been an interesting week and a half for sure. And, it really opened my eyes a little bit more. Some people, it's, that life is short and it's precious. And sometimes it's going to a funeral. Sometimes it's just talking to a sick person or a loved one, and these little things, they just awaken something in you that make your passion ignite a little further, that maybe make you want to draw comics even harder, right? And so I really don't know where I'm going with that. I just wanted to talk about it because I know it's relevant, and I have to imagine some of you feel the same way, or maybe you don't. Maybe everything I'm saying is going over your head, and that's cool. Hopefully the art, anyway, is giving you something to watch. And I want to just jam through this last thing here, just because the video is going to be wrapping up very soon. So it has to do with Jesop King. I've been trying to think more and more of what I'm doing with the project art-wise. The script is still the script, all that stuff. And I should say this here, if you're on Patreon, I'm going to be uploading the Manga Studio file, so you can download this and click some layers and check it out. But the more I was just thinking about it, originally the comic was meant to be just shared around online just to get awareness and stuff. I still want that to be the focus. However, I want to spend more time with the art. start spending more time to just try to make the art the best I can. So how do I shave it off? Well, there's a webcomic called Space Mullet, which you guys might notice kind of what I'm doing. He does something very similar, which is really kick-ass artwork with a shade of blue. And I didn't want to do blue because then it looks like a clear rip-off, so I'm changing it to a purple. And hopefully, you know, and this is really more of an experiment to see how that turns out. So let me know what you think in the comments and all that good stuff. And it looks like the video's about to wrap up here. We'll just take a look at the image in its fullest. And I'll say thank you guys so much for watching. And like usual, keep reading comics, keep making comics, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.